Masterson.
Speaker, I will be very conscious of time and speak briefly and very quickly. It is my pleasure to speak in this important debate, and I congratulate my honourable friend for Angus for securing it. Between 2007 and 2013, the Seasonal Agricultural Worker Scheme facilitated Romanians and Bulgarians travelling to the UK for seasonal work on farms. And in 2012, the year before the scheme was closed, 513 farms used the scheme and almost 21,000 work cards were issued. Seasonal workers from overseas have played a crucial role in agricultural industry. For all of the technology we now see on farms, for all of the automation and robotics, a human hand is still needed for many of the jobs involved in the process of getting food from the farm to the supermarket shelf. As we've already heard in this debate, 80,000 people a year make their way to this country to assist in this process. Ensuring a reliable workforce available is so important, or else we would find ourselves in situations where fruit and crops are left to rot and waste. There are worrying signs that a shortfall is affecting the industry. Last year there was a shortage of 15% in seasonal migrant workers in the horticultural sector, for example. The Scottish Affairs Select Committee, of which I am a member, is currently carrying out an inquiry into immigration, and we have heard from a range of sectors who are experiencing or are concerned about such shortfalls and pressures. Whilst members of that committee may ultimately have disagreements about how we best tackle those, some preferring a regional approach, others such as myself inclined to look towards a UK-wide sectoral response, there is no question that immigration is necessary and will continue, and we need to ensure the UK remains an attractive place for individuals to come to work and live. Immigration is not just necessary, it is good and it is desirable, and Britain would not even be half as great today if it wasn't for it. It is for these reasons that I am joining calls from my honourable friend for Angus and many others in this chamber today for the reintroduction of a seasonal agricultural workers scheme which will allow people to come to this country to fill the gaps in our domestic workforce. Such a scheme would allow us to guarantee access to the skills and labour that our rural businesses need, while also allowing the government an important element of control over the number of people arriving here for work. Whilst I accept immigration and the desire to control it underpinned a significant element of the vote to leave the EU, I cannot accept it was a direction to government to somehow end immigration to this country and pull up the drawbridge. Rather, I took it as a signal that the British people want the British government to be able to control the numbers who come here based on our current needs. A seasonal agricultural workers scheme would allow us to do this, opening up more places at times of high demand and reducing it when the domestic workforce can cover the gaps. Our post-Brexit approach to immigration should be flexible. The correct level of immigration to the United Kingdom is the amount of immigration that is needed at that point in time. We must be able to adapt our approach as our society and economy changes. Another benefit of a seasonal scheme would be our ability to open it up more widely. Even prior to 2013, only select European countries could take advantage, and I would like to see any new systems be open to anyone from any country who has the necessary skills and expertise. Earlier this year, the Home Affairs Select Committee released a report, part of which looked at the old seasonal workers scheme. The committee was overwhelmingly positive about it, saying it was well managed by the Home Office and that growers got a supply of efficient labour, migrants got a good wage, British workers were not displaced and integration issues were limited. Following such a glowing report, why wouldn't we introduce a similar scheme now? Of course, in addition to any new seasonal workers, I would like to see the government taking steps to bolster the skills of the domestic workforce here in the UK and do more to encourage locals into this kind of work. But it is important to recognise what employers are telling us. In this line of work, it is hard to recruit workers in sufficient numbers from the UK. That is the reality, and so we must have a system that allows us to access the labour we need. Contrary to common belief, a lot of this seasonal work is skilled. It is undoubtedly hard and time-consuming. The people who come to this country contribute to our thriving rural communities, and I am delighted to support a motion that would make it easier for this to happen. So I urge the government to take forward the points raised by my honourable friend, the member for Angus, in today's motion.